Yo, what's up guys, it's Yash from No Agony, and today I'm going to show y'all how to make crazy ambient Drake samples just like this. So super vibey, super crazy, and definitely has that spacey sound. Let's get into the individual sounds. So the first thing that I added was just this bell. And so the MIDI for this is right here. And this bell comes from Steven Shaper's Ember one-shot kit. Super great kit for ambient sounds just like this. You know, to build this MIDI, it's really easy. All you start with is 2 notes. So we started with the first note in the key, which is in D minor. So we start with D, and then we go down 5, which is a great trick to create this like dark, spacey vibe. And then we can just build a chord, and I took out the middle note. So that's how I got the A, and I copy paste that over for the E because it's down 5. And then I just added like this 3-note pattern that just gives it a little bit of balance. And then this other pattern here, which is like a transition into the next chord, which gives it even more balance, and that also creates uniqueness, and it's just nice little like texture for the entire sample. So the effects on this, nothing. Yeah, I didn't have anything on this, but what I did do was I ended up reversing the audio file, and I created this. So that gives it another unique flavor, and it also helps to lead into the next chord. So rather than just have the bell play straight, we can have something that sounds a lot cooler. The next thing that I added was this key. So this sound is crazy. I'm pretty sure it's also in Steven Shaper's one-shot kit, and it's literally just this chord playing. So it's just the D and the A, and so it's just minor chords playing. Effects on this, all I had was a delay 3. These were the settings, and then a reverb to give it some space. And then from there, I chopped that up again, and I also reversed it, and I got this. And so that also helps transition into the next chord. From there, I went to a free VST and FL Studio called GMS, and I got this sound. So again, it's just the minor chords playing. All it really is choosing the right sounds and adding the right effects on it. And so I outputted it as an audio file, and then on the mixer track, all I had was a reverb, just give it some more headroom and space. And then from there, what really turned up the entire loop was this vocal chop from Noble, his producer guide kit. It's insane. Here's how it sounds. Yeah, that sound is so insane that I knew I had to put it in there. And so the effects on this, I definitely had a little bit more. Basically what I just did was a reverb to give it some initial space, and then an EQ to basically take out most of the frequencies. And that's how you get this underwater effect that the vocal has. And then I also added Pancake 2, which is a free plugin. It's one of the best for panning. Highly recommend getting that. It was clipping in certain parts. So what I just did was creating a volume automation and just lowered the volume and had to glide it back into like a different volume setting. That way it didn't clip in this part right here, and that just fixed up any problems I had with the vocals. And the last thing I added in the first section was just this perk loop. That's really just for texture, and that's how you get the first section. Now for the second section, a lot of it's the same. The only difference is I took out the vocals to create a more simpler section, but I also added in this sound from Steven Shaper's one-shot kit called String. 2-step 808s, it's a string. And the MIDI for that is right here. It's literally just the same root notes of the chord, but it's just in like a 3-step pattern. And that just gives the entire sample a nice accent. And honestly, when I first clicked on the one shot, I thought it was like a vocal, but it really does add a lot to the sample. Next thing I added was just the bass. And I kind of went overkill on this because I added 4 different types of basses. You definitely don't have to do this to get the same type of feeling, but I just want it to be really unique. So I added these 4 different one shots just from different kits that I had. And together they sound like this. And And so it's just one note playing, which follows the root note. The only thing that I did was on this last one, I had a little bit of a slide. And so yeah, it's just the one note playing. It's just reversed here. That's how you get the slide. Now for the third section of the sample. So here, it's really just a repetition of the first section of the sample. All I did was pitch up a couple of key sounds, and that created this super spacey, super unique section, which I didn't know if other producers would actually use, but at least when listening to the sample, it gives it an entirely different vibe, and it allows other drum makers and other producers to know, okay, I can flip the sample in this sort of way, which is a really helpful thing. So to get this, it literally just copy pasted it and then pitched it up. So all of these are just pitched up sounds from the first section, which is how you get these. And I just copy pasted these reverse keys from the first section. The last section is really just a simple layout of the first section. I just felt it was a good way to outro the sample. And of course, everything stemmed out. So final sample, here it is. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this breakdown. Let us know in the comments what you want us to break down next. And if you guys want loops just like this, be sure to hit up No Agony. We put out loops every Sunday, every single week. High quality loops just like this. We also send out weeklies. So make sure to hit up our Instagram. Also follow me on Instagram at @1YoshKana. Follow No Agony on Instagram at NoFuckingAgony. We lit.